dynamics of love and marriage, we have this little segment that we wanted to bring attention to, and it's called His and Her POV. So there was something that Shay had brought to my attention that I was like, well, we should discuss this. So Jamal Bryant, pastor, some of you may not know him, but his ex-wife had
Giselle.
Giselle
Yes.
Bryant said, if he brings out the child in you, you're dating a man. If he brings out the mother in you, you're dating a boy. If he brings out the inner man in you, you're dating a loser. And so I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. How you feel about that?
Well, okay, so I have a couple of thoughts. I think she left out, my initial thought was, okay, I see where she's going. Let me just say that. I see where she's going. But that first one, if he brings out the child in you, he's a man, right? Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about if he brings out the woman in you? That's what I also thought about.
Well, it's already implied that she is a woman because she is a woman, right? So this is the thing about the internet. What we tend to do, we go off of a sound bite.
Yes.
And then people try to dissect little things that's not said that could be maybe not implied in what they say, because we only have 30 seconds to say what we're saying, right?
I hear what you're saying, but all of the other roles that she shared, she's also that, except for she's not a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she is a child to somebody. She is a mother to somebody.
But you don't want to be a mother to a grown man.
No. But I also don't want to be a child to a grown man either. You see what I'm saying? I think so if I just took at just face value what she shared, if she brings out the child in you, I think she's implying that you feel safe.
Yes.
You feel
childlike.
You have security, you have safety, that type of thing. If he brings out the mother in you, that means that he's a boy. So here's the thing. I see where she's going, which is she's like, if you are having to cater to a man and he has his own mom, you don't need to be that. You need to be more than that, right? And if you have to be a man, then he's a loser. You don't need him because you're already all the man you need, right?
Yeah.
That's what she's sharing. Now, so just off of that soundbite, because I don't have context around what else she's shared, which I'm sure she's very smart, very intelligent, in my opinion. But if I just go off of that and I take that quote and I'm like, oh, yeah, she's speaking, I don't necessarily agree with the holistically because of how I think. I think that if a man, if he brings out the woman in me, the sensual aspects of me, the sex appeal in me, the again, safety and security, all of those things, I feel like a woman then. I feel like if I can be my sensual self, and I don't feel like a child, I don't feel like nobody's mama, I feel like a woman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's when I'm dealing with the man. When you and I got together, I felt like, man, I can explore all types of things, right? I didn't even know this part of me existed, right? But it came alive when we were together. Oh man, I didn't know this was a part of me. I knew who the childlike Shay was, right? I knew you made me feel safe. That's fine. But there was another frisky part of Shay that man brought out in me. So anyway, so when I think about that, that's the roles. I feel like there was one skipped. I do agree with the safetiness and that type of thing that she shared. And I do believe that there's different types of males that we encounter that possess the ability to be a man, the ability to be a boy, and, the ability to be a loser.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. But ultimately, I just felt like there were certain pieces. It's not holistically. If I look at it at face value, I don't agree with all of it from a woman perspective. I feel like when I deal with a man, he helps me tap into my, again, femininity, my sensualness, things that I never even thought I could experience. Yes, the safety and the trust is there for me to do that, but the curiosity is sparked also. And that's when I feel like I'm dealing with the man. Anyway.
Okay, so what I was going to say is, but also with feeling like a child is being vulnerable, because sometimes you can be with somebody and they make you feel a certain way and then you act a certain way. And you're like, what are you doing? You're too old for that.
Yeah.
But it's so when you feel like a child sometimes with somebody, you can be your authentic self and not feel like you're being judged.
That's true too. That's true. So maybe okay, I love how you going with where you going with this. Okay, so maybe I need me I may need a hybrid of a child woman hybrid. I don't know.
Well, that's what you got me for, you know? Like, don't I, like, aren't you, we already talked about how you, you have a song and dance for everything.
I
But
do.
the thing is, you never feel like, I never make you feel like you was too silly because I
Yes.
think it's hilarious, you
Yes.
know?
Yes. That's
So,
true. Okay, okay. I
you
see
know
where
what I
you're
mean?
going. Okay,
So
okay.
because you feel comfortable enough where you can do that and without like, is he gonna judge me? Do I have to do this in my own car when I'm by myself, or can I
Well,
do this in front
listen,
of
we
him?
wouldn't even be together if I got to do all that. Let me
Oh
tell
yeah,
you, that is just a part of who
that's who
I
you
am.
are.
But I
Your
think it would
rose-colored glasses.
exactly. But I think it exasperated when we got together. Maybe because I felt comfortable, right? I
Yeah.
got a whole catalog of songs since we've been together, and a catalog of dances that I have. But I. But to your point, okay, so from that take, I would say from when I looked at it at face value, I'll just go back to that. And I saw that if, if he makes you feel like a child, then you're dealing with a man. If he makes you feel like a nurturer or a mother, I'm sorry, you're dealing with a boy. And if you are dealing with if he makes you feel like a man, you're dealing with a loser. Just at face value, I feel like it's not as black and white as those three roles on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, because, we only have so much time
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
put what we want to say, and then
Yeah.
people tend to look at it in all different
So
aspects.
what did you think about it?
I thought what she was saying was spot on, you
Yes.
know, because if, you have somebody that makes you feel like I can just be who I am. I'm princess treatment in the car, wherever we go, he makes me feel this way. All right, boom. If I would like, why are you dressed like that? Or why are you, we was going out on a date, like, why are you dressing with sneakers on? Like, you're too old to be being told what to do. You feel like now I'm his mother. I sound like his mother. And even with, me being the sarcastic man that I am, sometimes when you tell me something, I'm like, yes, mom, but you never feel like you're my mother. It's just,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes I may be dragging my feet on certain things, you'll be like, when you gonna pick this up?
Yes.
Like, okay, mommy, you know what I mean? Jokingly, but
Yeah.
I'm, for the most part, I'm always on it. And the
Yes.
loser part, we never dealt with that,
Right, right,
because
right.
there is, so funny thing is, people can look at that and women can say, yeah, because I ain't taking out the garbage. But if
Yes.
let's just say I was in a rush and I had to leave and I text you, hey babe, it's trash day. Can you take out the garbage? You have no problem with getting up and taking out trash.
I absolutely get somebody else to do it for me. I'm lying.
Now, just because I forgot, that doesn't mean I'm a
You're less
loser.
of the yeah,
You know
well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. But according to this, you might be.
I might be.
Look, 'cause
I'm
I
like,
had to bring out my muscles
come
and
on.
carry that trash out to the street.
And then she
Yes.
don't do nothing for the rest of the day. She like, listen, I'm dead to the bed.
My
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I think it really is all I think like you said, I love sound bites sometimes because it's like, oh, it's short, sweet, to the point, but just when you think about it, you have to give it more insight and context so you understand what it means, right? Because when you say if he makes you feel like a man, then he's a loser. Well, what does that look like to you? If I feel like a man and that's defined as taking out the trash or, paying the bills or having to drive everywhere or having to fix the toilet and like what else whatever you define a man's job and role is, you have to kind of sort through what that might look like
Yeah,
to you.
because that
You know
may
what I
that
mean?
may vary from relationship to
It
relationship.
may. Yeah.
Some girls love actually working on their cars.
Yes, one of our best
Mhm.
friends, she well established. They're both her and her husband both well paid and they're good to go. But she just enjoys doing all types of mechanical whatever she can do to get out her tools, she's ready to
Hey,
make it
yeah, more
happen.
power to her.
And her husband's like, if we don't get somebody to hired to do this, and she's like, no, I got my tool case. But that's just her. Like she's always been like that. That's being landlord and having properties and stuff like that is something she enjoys. She's like, cool, well, Shape, you doing something? I got the material. I got
Yeah,
the
hey, you want me to come over?
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah. I
yeah.
got the song.
Yeah.
I just bought this. And she's ready for it, but she doesn't need any of those
At all,
things.
at all. So,
Yeah, yeah. So
sometimes that's how it is. It's
and
just in you.
yeah, it is. It is. And so like even like some things, let's kind of bring it on to like dates. Like some women may feel like a man should take me out and he should plan everything. I shouldn't have to do those things. Like that's his role to, wine and dine me. Well, at an early time in our relationship, I always wanted to show you, to
Appreciation.
appreciate
Yeah.
you, right? I would plan dates and do certain things, and you would do them for me too. And I would then turn around and do them for you because I want to do those things too. Now, am I trying to be a man? No,
No.
I just wanted to give you an experience in the way that I experienced what you gave to me in my own kind of way. I wasn't trying to be a man, but I was like, "Ooh, I love this."
Yeah.
But to some women, they're like, "Oh, girl, you going too far. You did that? I would never. He would have to do that." Well, that's not me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It just depends. And nurturing, like what is it? If they make you feel like a mother, then that's a boy, right?
Mm.
Well, that's all relative too. Now, I don't want to be somebody's mom, like doing all kinds of, him not taking responsibility, right? And things of that nature. No. When it comes to like, let me take care of you, I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes he's like, I can do it myself with one arm. And then, after I
And
strong
then
arm
I
him,
give
he
in.
gives it.
All right. All right. All
Uh-huh.
right. You
Yes.
got me.
And then you
So
feel so much better.
I do.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So,
Mhm.
like on the surface, I thought the statement was good. But I think you made the best point earlier is that there are sound bites that come out and everybody has before you are quick to share them or incorporate them into your life, really process them to see what
Yes.
they mean. And especially if you're going to hold someone else accountable like another man, like, yeah, because first of all, if I don't feel like a child with you, you are not a man. And if you start to incorporate it into your like
Yeah, because
your
you
way,
can't do that.
you can't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with everyday people, and so it
Yes.
just is the dynamics of each individual's relationship.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely,
So
absolutely. But I think it was really, hey, it's quick and to the point. It was definitely something interesting. Again, I'm sure she gave more context than what was printed, like you said. So it's not as black and white as it may appear. But that's probably why I think about it like it's not as black and white. I think this, I think that. And so I
mhm.
think it's good. I think it's good to have these conversations and really explore before we apply or
Mm,
really indoctrinate any of these things into our lives.
to anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
Yes, yes. All right.
All
Well,
right,
thank
guys.
y'all.
Yeah. Until next time.
All right. Bye-bye.